What is up, guys? Welcome back to Futbol Asada. We got yet another episode this week. But before we get started, make sure to drop a like, hit the post notifications to get informed every time we post. And make sure to stay tuned to the very end of the video because we will be announcing a jersey giveaway. Now, let's get started. We're going to be ranking our top under 21 Mexican players. So how are we doing this, Chris?
All right, so this is how it's going to work, guys. It wasn't just us getting involved. We had the help of other Mexico pages as well, like AllFutbolMX, Jovenes Futbolistas Mx, Sector Basicas, LadsFootyShow, and of course us, Futbol Asada. This is basically how it works. We took the idea from SDS. If you guys don't know that podcast, it's basically what we do, but they cover the Premier League. They do a very great job. This is how they do their top 10s. I thought it was a great idea, so shout out to them for the idea. Each of us gave our top 10 U21s, rank them 1 to 10. This list is going to be a combined list of everyone's top 10. If I put a player at number 1, that player got 10 points for me. If I put a player at 2, they got 9. If I put a player at 3, 8, and then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then obviously if I put them at 10, they got 1 point. Like say I put a player at 10 and Andre put him at 9, that player has a total of 3 now because I gave him 1 point for putting him 10th. Andre had him at 9th, so he got 2 points combined as 3. So the maximum amount of points a player could get is 50 because there's 5 of us, and if every single person put him at 1, he obviously got 10 points from each of us, so 50 is the max a player can get, and then obviously 1 is the least a player can get. Yeah, you guys will see how it works once we get into it. Before we start, there was a total between everyone's list, all 5 of us' list. There was a total of 18 players mentioned. So that means 8 of them didn't make the top 10. All right, let's quickly go through the players that barely missed out. And actually, it's technically a top 11 because there was 2 players that were tied at 10th. But we'll get in. We'll mention that later. Let me mention the first 5 that didn't make it. In 18th, Joshua Mancha from Sporting Gijón. 17th, Hormiga Gonzalez, the striker for Chivas. 16th, Yael Padilla, another young Chivas player. 15th, Mateus Reis, the Brazilian Mexican dualnet. And at 14, Obed Vargas. Each of those 5 only had 1 of us voting for them. They only got 1 vote from 1 certain person. So Joshua Mancha was Futbol Asada was me. I'm the one who put him in at 10th. Hormiga Gonzalez, Yael Padilla, and Obed Vargas were put in by AllFutbolMX, but no one else voted him in. And then Mateus Ruiz, the only person that had him in was Jovenes. So those 5 didn't make it. Are there any surprises so far? Like, do you think that?
No surprises. Those guys don't get in my top 10.
Do you think any of them? Like, out of those 5, who do you think has, like, the brightest future in your opinion? Between Vargas, Reyes, Yael Padilla, Hormiga, and Joshua Mancha.
Damn. As of right now, I really like Obed Vargas and Hormiga Gonzalez. I think Hormiga needs more reps as a starter. And then Obed Vargas, I just really like his ability as a center mid, especially at such a young age. Debuted at like 16 or 17 for the Sounders, so I'll go for those 2.
Yeah, I would go with Mateus Reis. I honestly almost forgot about him, to be honest with you, until I saw Jovenes put him. But obviously he has a $50 million like buyout clause from Fluminense. He's a dualnet, he's Brazilian, so you never know, bro. Like, we could have our very own Neymar or something.
Fingers crossed.
Who knows? All right. In at 12, because this is actually 12th and 13th. Like, there was 2 players tied at 12th and 13th that also just missed out. This time they had 7 points, and to get in the top 10, you needed 8. So they barely missed out. Is Brian Gutierrez from the Chicago Fire and Emilio Rodriguez, the young Pachuca winger who just recently went on loan to Celta Vigo.
I think Brian Gutierrez is like almost in a similar boat to Obed Vargas. Both MLS center mids, debuted very young, dual nats obviously. Emilio Rodriguez, I've only seen him a couple times, so I don't think I had him in my top 10 either. But hopefully he thrives at Celta Vigo.
I don't think I had either of them as well. They just missed out for me. But yeah, they barely missed out on this top 10. All right, now we'll get into the top 10 now. It's like I said, it's technically a top 11 because we have a tie at 10th. With 8 points, we have 2 Pachuca players. The U20 captain, who's currently captaining our U20s right now, the CONCACAF U20 tournament, Elias Montiel, and Gael Alvarez, the Pachuca center attacking mid/winger.
Damn, Gael Alvarez, I have him way higher on my list, but
we'll make an argument for him. Why is he too low on this list?
The reason I have Gael Alvarez so high for me is he's one of those players that in the future will have that it factor. Himself as a winger can make something out of nothing. Pace, dribbling, agility. He has it all to be a starting winger for Mexico in the future. I'll already say that. Elias Montiel, captain material, obviously. I think he's good where he's at in the ranking, but Gael Alvarez has way more potential than him.
Yeah. If you guys saw on our Instagram, Elias Montiel was rated by, I think it was CIES Football as the 10th best U19 in the world right now, whatever ranking they use. And then Gael Alvarez obviously had trials at Feyenoord and all that. I like them both because they're at Pachuca and Almada trusts the youngsters, so I'm confident they'll follow through with their proceso, as they like to say. All right, in at number 9. Now we're jumping from 8 points to 14. At number 9, another Pachuca player. No surprise there. Is Brian Gonzalez, the left back / left winger that was at the Copa America. Didn't get any minutes, but he was there.
Yeah, actually, I have him 10th on my list. There's not that much potential, to be honest, I see from him. But since he's already playing at a high level at, 21 years old, and he was called up, I think he's one of those players that could have like a good stability for the selección. He'll be one of those guys that get called up pretty constantly.
Yeah, I like him as well. Number 8, we have, with 15 points, just 1 point ahead of Brian Gonzalez, is Fidel Barajas, Chivas, the new Chivas winger.
Yeah, I completely agree. He deserves to be in the top 10. Hopefully, he fully commits to Mexico. It seems like he is, but I don't want to know something shaky going on behind the scenes. But just like Gael Alvarez, he's a player that can make something out of nothing. His delivery, crossing, passing is second to none. We saw it just last week against San Jose Earthquakes. Barely got any minutes towards the end, and he almost got a game-tying assist. He's just one of those players that can make something if you just give him one chance.
Yeah, he has a special left foot. Only 18 years old, so excited for him. Number 7, with 1 point, just 1 point ahead. So from 15 to 16, number 7 is Alex Padilla, the Bilbao goalie.
Damn.
I think he's 20 years old, I believe, Padilla. Yeah.
Out of all the guys on this list, he's the one playing at the highest level. He's going to be starting the first week of La Liga. Hopefully nothing happens because the other Athletic Bilbao goalies got injured. He deserves to be called up next international window. If you're playing at Bilbao starting, come on now. 20 years old, he has a very high potential.
Yeah, I mean, if you're good enough to start for Bilbao, I don't care if there's injuries, bro. If you're good enough to start for Bilbao, you're definitely good enough to be one of Mexico's top 3 goalies. I think for me, he's in line to start those first couple games in La Liga. He has to be in La Seleccion's like call up for September.
Yep.
At number 6, now we're jumping up to 20 points. Also playing in Spain, but in the second division currently. Actually, he might be playing first division this year. Is the left back Jonathan Gomez, 20 years old, at number 6.
I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't even think about him. I didn't have him on my list because he's like still 50-50 with the U.S. and Mexico. Yes, he got left out of the Olympics by the U.S., but nothing's confirmed. That's why I left him out. But him as a left back, very good. Has pace, up and down, pretty balanced when it comes to offense and defense. Hopefully, he stays at Real Sociedad. I think it's very likely he's going to get sent out on loan again to maybe a lower division team in Spain.
Yeah, I'm excited for him as well. I mean, hopefully he chooses Mexico. I think he might have an easier time getting into Mexico's team. He's been playing the preseason with Sociedad's first team, so hopefully he gets in. But now we're cracking into the top 5, bro. The top 5.
Top 5.
Now we're jumping up to 24 points. And again, oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. Everyone's list, we let them interpret it however they wanted. Like, you could have ranked the top 10 based off potential, like just straight potential, or your top 10 based on how good they are right now. If we left it up for however you want to interpret it, or you could have a mix of it. It doesn't matter. So that's why you might see some names that are like, wait, that guy's less accomplished, but he might have more potential. Maybe that's why someone had him so high up. So anyways, let's get into the top 5. At number 5, with 24 points, the 21-year-old Fidel Ambriz.
Fidel Ambriz. I also have him in my top 10, but at 8. But I can't disagree. He's one of the most decorated under-21 players. Captain for León at such a young age. Yeah, I mean, he is captain material. He's like the future after Edson Alvarez, after Rafa Marquez. He's that center defensive midfielder that could guide the team. Very smart. And yeah, I feel like he's very mature for his age.
Yeah, you said it. I think he's the most accomplished player in this entire list, to be honest with you. CONCACAF Champions Cup winner with León. Liga MX winner with León. Has captained Mexico's U17s, U20s, U23s. Earlier this season, he's captained León a few times, and he's only 21 years old. I think I had him probably the highest on this list. I had him at second.
Damn.
I had him all the way
Yeah,
at second.
we need to get this going with him getting called up to the selección. Like he should have been getting called up since he was like 19 years old, 18, to be
For
honest.
real. And with 1 point ahead of him, so from 24 to 25, at number 4, we have Stefano Carrillo.
I actually had him number 2 for me. This guy has a bright future if everything comes into place. He's already had interest for teams in Europe, but him as a striker, he has the size, the height, the build, the technical ability, his finishing is proper, aerial. He has everything a striker needs. So hopefully Santos really doesn't mess up his development, and when the offer comes, they take it.
Yeah, and he's been killing it currently for Mexico's U20s at the CONCACAF Champions qualifying tournament. Yeah, he's probably been our best player. But anyways, now getting to the top 3. From 25 to 29. At number 3, we have the Necaxa left winger, Heriberto Jurado.
I have him on my list as well, but at ninth.
This was,
My top five has yet to be like the same.
What? I'm not gonna lie to you. I was looking at the list. Heriberto Jurado was the most like random. Like there was like I think a couple of us had him at the very bottom of the list around 9-10, and then a couple of us had him at in the top 2. So that's why he was very random, very distinct opinions on him.
He's a good winger. I just think he lacks decision making sometimes. But he's 19. He has a lot of time to grow. But I don't rate him as highly as you do. You know, I know you rate him highly.
I rate him very highly. I think I'm not even joking. I think he's one of the best crossers already in Liga MX. There's a reason for like since he was like 17 years old, he's been when he's on the field, he's Necaxa's designated corner kick taker, free kick taker, because the crosses he sends are amazing. Again, he's already had interest from Europe. He's had offers from Europe. I'm just hoping Necaxa accepts one day, hopefully. But yeah, I'm very excited for him and his future. But yeah. He's doing also part of our U20 team that's currently at the CONCACAF Champions, doing very well. But let's get into the top 2. In the top 2, we have a massive jump from 29 to 43. And I want to say one thing.
I think we all agree with number 1 then.
I want to say first and second place were separated by 1 point. First place had 44. Second place had 43. And at number 2, Marcelo Flores, which means at number 1, we had Rodrigo Huescas.
Yeah, I had Marcelo Flores third. I had Huescas first as well. Marcelo Flores, he has European experience. You could tell he has like European technical ability. I just think he lacks physicality, very skinny. But within the next 2 seasons, I think if he continues getting playing time at Tigres consistently, he could go back to Europe. And Mexico needs to play him, man. Jimmy Lozano completely sold our dreams of seeing him play at the Copa America. I think he would have done way more than Julian Quiñones and Uriel Antuna. He's just a creative player, has that spark, very fast, and yeah, very excited to see his future. And for Rodrigo Huescas, 20 years old, already playing at Copenhagen, a club that develops players all the time. If he consistently performs, consistently starts, he could get a move to obviously a better team within the next 2 years as well.
Yeah, for me, I personally had Marcelo Flores number 1. I think he's performing for one of the best teams in Liga MX, and I believe he's going to go back to Europe pretty soon. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I had Rodrigo Huescas the lowest out of everybody on everyone's list. I had him at 6th.
Damn.
And that's just mostly based on potential, to be honest, because the thing about what you were saying earlier, I think he has a very specific position. Because as a winger, I don't think he has like enough like dribbling and skills like to like be a consistently good winger as a right wing, but I also don't think he's that good defending, or I think it might be a liability if he's solely just a right back. I think his perfect position is being a right mid in a 3-back formation or a right wing back, whatever you want to call it. But the thing is, Mexico or whatever club he's at has to be playing that to maximize his potential. That's why I feel like he's kind of limited. Like if they're not playing that, you're not going to get the best out of him.
That is true.
So that's why I kind of had him a little lower on the list. But yeah, it was close. It was Marcelo Flores 43 points, Rodrigo Huescas 44. But that's our top 10. Let us know your guys' top 10 in the comments. Who do you guys think is ranked too high, too low? And what player got snubbed from the top 10?
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, this is our combined list. Futbol Asada, LadsFootyShow, AllFutbolMX, Jovenes Futbolistas Mx, and Sector Basicas. So go check out their pages. They make great content as well. But yeah, this is everyone's combined list.
And if you guys want to see the entire graphics, the complete graphics of everyone's list, go on our Instagram. It should be up by the time you guys are seeing this. That's where you guys will see it visually, how we ranked all our under 21 players. But like I said in the beginning, we will be doing a giveaway. We're going to be giving away the current Mexico Peacock shirt, this one right here, and the 1998 retro Mexico jersey, the green one with the Aztec design. Make sure to get us to 2.5 thousand subscribers here on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed watching this right now, click the subscribe button and you might be one of the winners. So stay tuned for that. We'll be announcing once we hit that mark. And stay tuned for next week. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.